and it just kind of can be a major slugfest, or it can be, you know, a slow, steady trade before the push.
Yeah, just drawing that Kappa, that building there on Kappa, when it does go sort of either side of it, and that is very much, very much what we see in most maps. I mean, it's a light drop. No one's sitting. It's not a big fat assault drop where there's lots of DACA, where you can have a bit more sort of range in sort of these departments, and then firing lines across the map and all this business. So
both teams have confirmed locks and ready to launch.
Oh well, let's go then. No mucking around. Let's get into it. Now the teams are on the teams are on the right sides on the leaderboard lobby thing too. Excelente. Loading in.
Fair warning, Addison's been a little fussy tonight, so he might hear some dog disruptions.
Where we go. Okay, there we go. Loading in. Getting it right. Look at me. What am I doing? Wrong button. Oh dear. Okay. Still waiting for the mech. Someone is running another PC from 1972. Oh, yikers. Who is it? Oh, it's one of these 228 guys, I'm sure. They're using their elite toxicity of hacking abilities. Oh, here we go. I hear music. Excelente. Right. I've got the blue team, and we have a Wolfhound, Vulcan, Grasshopper, Warhawk, which is going to blow himself up in a minute, a Irby K9, and a Panther. Let's have a look at the builds here. What do we have on the red team? Mr. Daidachi. Ooh, AMS.
Dervish 6MR, Urban Med K9, a Cyrus 4D, a Bounty Hunter 2, and a Panther 9R.
ER large and ER mediums there on the Grasshopper. So Korean Jesus is going for some range, but otherwise, these guys are going brawling. And we've got a Katana Cat here, 4 medium pulse. And one of the other mechs here, the Vulcan 5T for Morticia, actually has AMS on it. Very interesting. I wonder why that is. You can fit an extra heatsink on there for that.
Interesting with Bounty Hunter, 3 ER large, 4 ER mediums.
Yeah. Admiral Korean Jesus is going for some range business here. Just checking. Oh, ER mediums for GNX. That's interesting choice as well. For
for a close range map like this, I would have probably bought the large pulse and medium pulse one.
And Bounty Hunter with ER larges and ER mediums as well. So both teams, GNX probably has a little bit more range in total, but that's about it. And 228 have already taken the cap. Look at that. No mucking around here at all.
Another interesting thing that I'm seeing right now is One Last Bite only has 5 medium pulse instead of going with the bigger alpha with the 6.
Yep. Now, very interestingly, looking at the cap point here. Oh, Morticia getting in the way of an arty strike there and getting clipped. Oh, I can't click on the damn mech. But 228 have map control, and they have that via cap. Oh, Jesus!
Oh,
Zenistu hammered with an airstrike down to 77% instantly. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there's something wrong with them. And Morticia again standing in airstrikes, now down to 76 in that Vulcan. That is, you got to stop doing these, guys. You need to be aware of that. You can't get hit by repeated strikes. 228 have the map control. They can basically stop peeking this corner, but they keep doing it. They definitely can just take it easy right now and let GNX come to them. That is a decent amount of cap on that Kappa cap point. A third up into the bar.
There's no reason to be bleeding armor right now.
No. Samui there, and Zenistu just able to avoid the airstrike. We've got Sephiroth and Coyote here kind of sitting in the back here. They're not going to be able to do much where they are. Because, yeah, this 228 team have considerable map control. Admiral Korean.
He's also sitting there trading with Admiral Korean, but he's definitely taking the worst of the exchanges.
Yeah, Korean Jesus is not winning that fight there. He's orange on the CT. Probably could have been a little bit further back, actually. Might have been a little bit better off for him. That said, there is a scrap going on over the right-hand side now. Well, right-hand side of GNX. It's Inosuke and One Last Bite. One Last Bite must know where he is, and he's... Oh, Inosuke's almost legged. Okay, this is going to be a problem.
The Osiris is very fast and nimble, but it's so vulnerable to getting the legs taken out.
And One Last Bite is trying to get the leg. Nearly gets the leg.
Whoa.
Oh, just misses it. This is pretty important. If they take out this Osiris, GNX are in some serious trouble without any map control and also losing the speed. Coyote's coming in here. He's coming around. The GNX lights are now starting to do something a little bit more. That's good. Starting to move in. They're starting to move up. But yeah, Inosuke's got to be super careful here. Super careful. That's a lot of face time. Morticia again, just eating damage for no reason. She just needs to just stay in cover. There is no need to be absorbing any damage at all. And now down to 59%, open CT and torsos. Just play a little bit more careful. You have control of the map. Don't worry about it. Now, One Last Bite
drawing Coyote out.
Yeah, One Last Bite and Coyote are going at it. Coyote is nearly open in one leg already.
One
Nutty
more
Rat,
burn on Jesus, though. He's going to be open CT as well.
burn on
Spheroid
Jesus.
coming in
I
and doing
didn't
a
see
fight.
that.
One last disengaging.
Yeah, I'm just watching that little light fight over here. It's a bit hard to get around all the damn buildings. Morticia, oh geez, nearly eating another airstrike. This is not going very well at all. Admiral Korean Jesus, where are we at here?
Nervous just got legged.
Oh, sorry, yeah, leg.
Yep, Samuli just fell down. I saw that, and he's been legged at the same time. I believe that was mid-air from Jesus.
Yeah, it was. And then he shot the
mid-
wrong leg afterwards.
That was a
There he
mid-air
goes.
leg.
Nice.
Tofurky finishes him off. GNX are in a little bit of trouble. Morticia again, another airstrike. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, and that's right, gets out One Last Bite.
One Last Bite gets nuked out by that airstrike. That is the power and stupidity of airstrikes, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
The way he was running across really reminded me of a Get Down, Mr. President game.
I never played it, but I'll just trust you on that one.
Oh my god, you've never played it? It's
No.
so much fun. You're literally in the middle of a pub, you just shout, "Get down, Mr. President," and leap across the
Oh no,
pin
oh
when you
no.
make it around.
Right.
Korean
so-
Jesus is leading a charge.
Yeah, I'm
Basically
watching.
solo right now.
Yeah, Tofurky got absolutely annihilated there. Korean Jesus
But
is
he
getting
liked the
hammered.
Katana Cat.
That's, the Panther is legged here for GNX. Nutty Rat coming in here as well, finishing him off in the Irby mech. Nutty Rat is open CT, but is otherwise, if he shields well enough, should be okay. Admiral Korean Jesus shielding and trying to stay alive.
He's one touch now.
Oh,
yep,
Korean Jesus down. Nutty Rat down. Zenistu is now legged, unable to do much there. Coyote is legged. Spheroid is mega fresh in that urban mech. Not sure what he's been doing all game. But Morticia is now killed as well. But 171 tickets with 4 minutes left.
They might actually have it.
Ooh.
4 minutes is like the cutoff.
Maybe here, maybe. If the Osiris was actually legged, I'd be saying not possible.
Yeah.
But the Osiris isn't legged, but the Panther is, and the Bounty Hunter is as well. So, I would say Inosuke basically has to go for a far cap point. Sigma or Gamma, and then Spheroid goes straight to Theta, but... yeah, Inosuke's going straight to Theta, which is probably not the smartest move, because the Irby's not going to get anywhere else in time. Ooh, this will be interesting. This will be really close. So, yeah, Irby now is splitting off to Sigma now that Theta's already been capped. Don't know. If this is going to be enough time. I mean, the Cyrus is going to get to Epsilon, no drama, super fast. He's probably running about 130, 140.
Yeah, he's on Epsilon now.
If you run the 5 medium lasers or the 6 ER mediums, you can easily go about 150 Ks in that thing.
So flip the cap pretty quickly. I do wonder if maybe there is a cap accelerator on that map. That cap flipped pretty fast. Irby's now just getting to Gamma, but 2 minutes. They got 4 caps. They've still got to get to Sigma all the way over the back here. I think if the Osiris went straight to one of those edge cap points, could have basically done the full circuit around the edge and would already be on Sigma by now. Oh, yeah, I think GNX are going to pull this off.
Yep.
They're going to pull this off.
If that Osiris was legged, it'd be a whole different story.
Yeah, the Osiris was legged, game over. No way they could win, but that is going to be enough for GNX to secure the win here. Now,
Here we
where
go.
are we? Loss.
With 2
They
minutes
got
to spare.
1 kill, win, and 5 for GNX. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. One last bite just getting picked. I don't know if he was super damaged before the airstrike or the airstrike basically got him from fresh. I didn't quite see what happened.
Well, I saw what happened. So he turned, and as he was turning to his right, the airstrike went with 2 shells straight into his back.
Ah, so the airstrike basically killed him off. So right, that actually sucks. I hate airstrikes. They are just ridiculous. Again, another game. The outcome looks like it might well have been influenced there by an airstrike. I hate that. Zenistu there with 436 in the Bounty Hunter. One last bite there. The biggest damage there with 322. Korean Jesus not quite getting much damage done there. 294. Inosuke there 305. And yeah, Morticia there just eating way too much damage all game. Airstrikes, all the rest of it. 147 at the lower end of the scale. Abstract, who wants to do the drawing for that drop?
If you're going to do that,
Alright.
I'll swap sides.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me lobby around for these guys on these scoreboards. There we go. Alrighty, what happened on that game? There was a lot of running around actually, a lot of movement on that map, that game.
Yeah, they played the left side of that building, which was interesting. The opposite of what I expected.
I'm going to put you on the GNX side this time, Mago, unless you want to go
Yeah,
on the 2
yeah. Yeah. I can just stay in Team 1.
Okay, no more map strat? No more drawing? No drawing? No. Alright, well let's go to Canyon then, mate. Let's draw some Canyon Network instead then. Have at it, Mr. Goat.
Good.
What are we gonna see?
So every time I've seen or watched this map get played in this 5v5 league, Canyon is essentially just some sort of MPL DACA push. So that's what I expect to see again. Team 1 has a couple different routes they could take. They could just push the EPSI line and try and grab the early cap, set up a mech at nest. Why do I have arrows? And, make
Why
the
have we
early
not
scouting,
done arrows? What's
and they
going
can
on
play
there?
around here and poke. Team 1 can send their early scout to Junkyard, and both teams can do some kind of mega giga freaking MPL push. JGX actually, I think every time they played this map, they would actually come up and push low and then cut across, in a big, hammer fist of freaking medium pulse. So I expect to kind of see the same thing.
Yep. So we have the other option here as well, which is like the I'll call it the PHL push because that's what it was last night. Dive over, run up the channel, and then just bang into him. And you could do the exact reverse. Funnily enough, from Team 2 as well, and then just jump up if mechs are sort of in these sort of more rangy AC2 kind of positions, or even a sort of a more mid range there. And same for the other team as well. Like you can bring brawling in here on Canyon in 5v5 quite easily without being punished too much for it. If teams sort of go ER large, as we sort of saw, they do get punished a little bit too much. You just don't have the DPS and the time to really get ER larges. AC2s you can. ER peeps, definitely questionable. Can work, cannot work. A bit more situational, I guess. Definitely better than ER large. But we will find. We will find out very soon. Because team 1 are locked in. We just need to change them over to Canyon Network as well. In the lobby here. And we should be good to go pretty soon. So this drop for everyone playing at home, the cap point is Epsilon, as we've kind of covered just there, as you see on the map in the green circle there. It is the drop limit. Today is 2 lights and hang on, no. 2 lights and 3 heavies. Yep, that's what we've got here. So we will wait and see. The teams just so far, quickly updating the map here. Fairly standard heavy in Charlie Lance for G and X. And interestingly, one mech in Alpha, I'm guessing some sort of kind of some business like this, side
Yeah, that's all.
flanking.
Imagine.
One mech in Alpha lands for 228 as well, actually.
Both teams ready. I'm going to launch.
Yeah, go for it. And very heavy in Charlie Lance as well. So again, maybe some light scrolling from both teams. That's one last bite and shade. So we might potentially have a light scrap early on.
Something to note is that 228 is significantly lighter than GNX.
Yeah, that normally means more aggressive. Generally, the lighter team is the we're going to go in brawl, be fast about it. That's pretty much synonymous. A little bit under tons.
I would point out that that makes sense when you consider the makeup of the team as well. A trading team, you typically want more experienced players doing it, and no disrespect you can send to Nutty or to Morticia, but they're not heavily experienced comp players. So going with a simpler strat tends to make a lot more sense.
We are not seeing that from 228 because they have an Urban Mech, which is medium pulse, but 3 ER Summoner, Roffelman 2C, and a Black Widow. So AC5s, Ultra 5s, and AC2s. And one last bite here in the Osiris. We've seen him in that quite a bit in the last 18 months or so. What do we have on the blue team? Oh, very interesting. Shade is in a Jester with 2 ER Peeps and 4 medium pulse. Now that's a very interesting build. 2 ER Peeps and 4 medium pulse. I mean, I guess it keeps the heavy mech away from you, but the light mech. But AC2s here. Zenistu, Roffelman 2C, Black Widow, 4 Ultra 5, Spheroid in a Urban Mech, and Samuli in
Medium laser on the Wolfhound.
Hey, Wolfhound, yeah. Opting for a bit more range there. Interesting choice. GNX somehow were able to nudge the cap point there. Nutty Rat unable to stop it. Oh dear. GNX now have map control. Now, one last bite.
Oh, this is very much the style of play that GNX like. Like, they prefer to take control and be able to sit back and let teams respond to them. That's almost their modus operandi.
Very, very interesting here. Very interesting. Just watching from up high. Not a lot happening here. One last bite. Should know that the Jester is here and could very easily outplay this Jester with the speed. So he needs to go and do that ASAP. And 228 now need to be careful moving up into this position here. Just pull back a little bit. Wait for one last bite. I think you just want to wait for him to distract that Jester and actually get one of the lights from GNX to come back and help, because that Jester is in no way capable, I think, of out trading that Osiris. And Korean Jesus just 8 or 15% airstrike, 10-15% there. I feel like 228 maybe have moved up a little bit too much at the moment, but
the other thing is they're very reliant on Adam being able to trade, and Adam's not winning those trades because he's getting hit on 2 mechs.
So one last bite is still running around here. Oh, hang on.
Airstrike on 228 again.
Another airstrike on Morticia, eating massive airstrike here, absolutely eating it. They're deciding to push in. Zenistu has taken a fair bit of damage, open on the torso, but Morticia here needs to back right out, and again, just eating heaps of damage. Airstrike on Morticia. Oh dear, this is not going well at all for 228 again.
He's eating it though.
Yeah, absolutely eating it. Korean Jesus here is cooking. Zenistu is Zenistu dead? Oh, nearly. Yeah, Somali finishes off Morticia, who just got eaten alive in that forward movement then. Nutty Rat in the open here needs to be super careful. Very, very bad news for Urban Mech if he gets picked off. Just running back to the GNX side here. Inosuke's lost the torso on that Black Widow. I'm guessing that was courtesy of one last bite.
One last has got similarly turned around.
In the meantime,
I have as well.
In the meantime, 228 have actually taken the cap back, so I would say 228 need to back off now. They've done the job. They've pushed it. Yeah, they lost a mech for it, but GNX are really hurt at the same time.
Strike placement on Simuli, and Spheroid's going to run straight into it. Or airstrike.
Oh, did that clip one last bite there?
No, I think that's just down to.
Oh, Nutty Rat in trouble here. Nutty Rat's actually been cooking himself, cooking for dinner, nearly cooked his own leg off. Archon gets down in the Suki. That's pretty important, actually. Now, we've got the 2 lights here for GNX. One of them stuck in the ground because the Wolfhound is now stuck on the low ground. Samuli dived in, but he can't get back up.
Their Jester is super fresh, though.
Oh, Samuli's legged as well. Oh, I didn't realize. That's super, super important here. Icon Adam Steiner is open on the torso, but that's okay. Korean Jesus moving in here with the 2 peeps left. They want to finish off Zenistu here, who's been halved. But yeah, like you said, that Jester's fresh. Fresh. I don't know if they know that or not, but there's an airstrike out on one last bite. Is it going to kill him?
They know it now.
Yep.
Another airstrike, taking mechs out of the game from RN, well, not RNG, that one. Zenistu finishes off Jesus there. All of a sudden, from one airstrike, the game is now turned around again. It was the one last bite at like 50% and then instantly dead. Ridiculous.
Oh, it was at like 47%.
Oh, sorry, 47%.
Nutty Rat's about to go down.
Archon Adam Steiner, an airstrike on him as well. Nutty Rat, yeah, jumping in here. He's almost cooked his own leg off. Oh, Zenistu though. Nutty finishes off Zenistu. That's what he needs. They need some points here. 2-8. Need to
Archon's
get some
getting some
points.
back shots on the Jester though. The Jester needs to be a little more cognizant of where he's moving.
Oh yeah, Jester's nearly actually dead from the back. He's orange on the rear torso there from a couple of pelts. But Nutty Rat's about to go down. About to go down here, I think. Yep. Somali's kind of finally worked his way up the ramps here after he got legged earlier on, but I'm not sure Archon Adam Steiner is going to be able to get another kill here. No, he gets halved, and he's going to get halved on the other side here. Gets disarmed, and now he is dead. Ooh, yikes. Little
For a
bit
minute
of
there,
yikes
2-8 could have pulled that.
Yep.
Was...
Yeah, I think so. That was actually well within 2-8's grasp. I think they had 2 stages to sort that out. One of those was one last bite going all the way. I'm just going to move my spectator thing here. If he went all the way around the back here, like along the train line, and started harassing this Jester over here, which easily as possible, it would have pulled GNX off that front line there. Probably the Irby, the Wolfhound just would have struggled to really navigate those hills with the elevation. But yeah, that would have pulled it, or at least forced the Jester to disengage and totally reposition a lot earlier. Maybe one last bite didn't realize he was there, not sure. And then again, after they did that push, they halved Zenistu, and they could have pulled back, actually, 2-8, because they had the cap point. They could have pulled back a little bit, but they elected to more of the W, and didn't quite work out in their favor.
The other thing I would point out there is that even initially, where Adam was in that junkyard, he was solo trading against at least 2 mechs, could have possibly been 3. Morticia being in that Black Widow with that loadout just wasn't in the effective range to be able to do anything about a long range engagement. And I get that it was probably taken as a, well, yeah, we need to take this in case they push. But if you're going to be playing Overwatch, you've got to be prepared to have more than 1 mech doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that with Fest running the Black Widow with AC5s earlier as well, and just being completely crippled for most of the fight.
Yeah, you can see where the Black Widow for Morticia fell, and it was just in, even where the mechs from GNX were, it was just right in the middle of their firing line. Probably should have been trading from this, the game screen ended. I was going to say the rock further back, like 50 meters further back. Damage numbers, what do we have?
317 for Shade and Jester, 465 for Spheroid and his K9, 412 for Simuli and the Wolfhound. Yeah, Zenitsu 472. Like all of the GNX mechs did work. Over on the 2-8 side, 298 for one last in that Osiris. Adam 574, Korean Jesus 452. 85 damage for Morticia and the Black Widow really tells a clear picture there.
Really hurts.
Yeah, just getting a little bit out of position there, moving in too early, and just not being conservative enough with armor. That happened last drop actually as well. So yeah, Morticia just needs to be a little bit more aware of just armor conservation, and if you're getting shot up, just roll back a little bit. Just be aware of that. But I think that was GNX started off quite strongly. 2-8 could have actually turned that game around. Almost had 2 opportunities to do it. Just didn't quite get it over the line. Map strat. Let's go, because we're off to Terra Therma. It is the Theta cap point, and it is drop 3. So 3 mediums and 2 fat boy assaulties. What are we going to see?
Now you can make your 2 fat boys go really fast.
You
I know this because we tried.
You can, absolutely. You can go 80k, no drama. No drama. So what do you think we're going to see, Mr. Goat, on this Terra Therma map, being 228 are on Team 1 and Team 2 for GNX?
Really based off how these last couple games have gone with these two teams, I kind of expect more of a traditional engagement from them. The traditional fighting engagement positioning, around Theta from both sides. Just probably Annihilators on both sides, probably Sleipnirs. The safe, tried and true, mechs. As far as the smalls, I'm not too positive, but very likely, Vulcan, Dervish. Other than one last fight in Osiris, neither team really seems to deviate too far from the meta. So.
Now, I'm wondering if we do see the 228s take advantage of the two options here. I'm a big fan of it, always have been, rather than, as we sort of saw earlier on with the Waffle House team, just clamoring up all together in one point in F7. And the same problem happens for the other side. I've seen teams send their 5 mechs around through the Fox 8 area, and same thing happens. You get stalled too easily, and you get slaughtered from that Team 1 side. But the Team 1 advantage is you can put an assault and a medium here, an assault and a medium here as well, and you can actually have some reasonable crossfire here should they want to do this and brawl in. That said,
yep, definitely.
You can put mechs here for the GNX team, a bit of a longer range mech at the back of Hotel 6 as well. So F8 is pretty good for a Pop-Tarter. It's this little area here. There's a nice little thing with some little rocks that sort of crop up that are really good for actually Pop-Tarting over. Some teams don't realize that as well. If you're really good at Pop-Tarting, you don't have to expose much of your mech at all. And by the time the enemy sees you, they're shooting terrain again. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. I don't think this team's going to take too long to lock in because there's not a hell of a lot of ways to play this map necessarily. But we do see 228 setting up their Lancers now. It looks like they're fairly heavy Charlie and only one mech in Bravo. So by this, we may see something in this department here for 228. They might be ignoring this entire F7 position. Interesting.
Or they might conversely send one mech around that F7 position.
But yeah, maybe Bravo, maybe Odin Steel might be, but well, there is one mech out of the lobby. They actually still need one player to come back, so we'll find out in a minute who that's going to be, because it is One Last Bite's not actually in the lobby, so maybe he's out having a look at another mech, something. I don't know. Oh no, he's back. One Last Bite is back. He's moving into Charlie Lance as well. Charlie Lance. So yeah, I think we might well see this. Just to reiterate that F8 G8 position. You can even do some further around the back. We might see One Last Bite with some Osiris business all the way around to sort of that Hotel 7 region. If say GNX set up a mech here, it's actually pretty easy to get your a light mech sort of in and around and up the butt, and well, the medium mech I should say, and be quite annoying. 228 have definitely been a fan of the medium pulse Wolfpack in the past. We may see that here. We may see that here with the 3 mediums. Don't know. Interesting.
Time's got to be getting close now.
I think the time has got to be very close now. I didn't actually start it. And check. I hope you check, because I didn't. I haven't actually looked, to be honest.
I'm calling 1 minute.
1 minute? Yeah, it's got to be 1 minute by now. I'll almost say it's got to be less, but near enough. I'll start a timer for the next one. Try and keep track of it. Hope you guys are all enjoying the cast out there today. We still do have two more coming. I'll just flick over to that very quickly to show you guys. I have this one here, which is live now. We have Bears Brawlers versus ARMD coming up. That is due to start in 16 minutes, but they will have to do the 2v2 first, and we'll pick up their drops later. And after that one, I am just going even more crazy, and CXF versus 502. So 2 Division E matches coming up. generally they are completely different to what we see in Div B, Div C games. So make sure you stick around for those. There is a lot more coming, and it should be good, wholesome, family mech on mech action.
Team 1 is locked.
Yeah, Team 1 is locked. 405 tons. Let's see how GNX...
Using the full 5 minutes.
Using their every single second of their start the timer.
I mean, there was matches where Bowser there was 10 seconds left. And it's like, Bowser, get in here! So sometimes you use the full 5.
Yeah, that's standard Bowser. I've seen that many times. Bowser off, mech lab fiddling, has some last minute idea or needs to check something, and like, what is he doing? Now, just looking at the Lancers here for GNX, they're Alpha Bravo, pretty standard, nothing out of the ordinary there, no secret Charlie Lands business or any funny games. So I think they're going to be locking in fairly soon. I can't imagine it would take them too long. Oh, sorry, 405 tons includes you. Oh man, I'm looking at the wrong. Oh, hang on a minute, that's a lot of tonnage. So they're locked in, ready. Let's kick it off, shall we? Next game, Terra Therma, Theta cap points, and let's see how we go.
Let's hear your predictions in chat.
Yeah, guys, what do you think is going to happen? How do you think it's going to play out? Are ToC2 going to go this hard left side, which it looks like they may be from their Lance choices. So we'll find out. We're going to find out in about 30 seconds because we are off and running.
All right, something I did not expect to see that you guys are going to see here in a minute is.
Okay, I always like this. I like this.
I mean, it's nothing crazy.
Oh,
it's just
no,
not.
My game bugged out. Oh man, it put me into the lobby. Oh, the mech.
Jesus, take the wheel.
No. Oh man.
I am sharing my
Jesus.
screen. See if you can watch this.
Hang on, let me see
All right,
if I can.
I'll just run down the mechs real quick on Team 1 side. We've got Odin Steel and a Vapor Eagle, Archon and a Mad Cat.
I think I've recovered it. No, I've recovered it.
Jesus, and
Oh,
the Slutbeer, Tofurky, and the Phoenix Hawk, and one last bite in the Vulcan.
Lots of medium pulse here, Ultra 5s, and yeah, Vapor Eagle, 3 peeps. Okay, so yeah, they're going to go the Pop Tart on that side. Oh, thank God I recovered my lobby. What do we have on GNX? I'm just going to have a quick look here at their mechs and their loadouts. Ooh. Adachi, you want to do that one?
5 million pulse on the Vulcan.
Oh.
2 MRM30s on the Wolverine. 6 million pulse on the Dervish.
Hey, so...
Rest.
Well, yeah.
Annihilator and Slipnir. 2A in the...
One last bite and...
2 Ultra 5, 2 Ultra 10s on the Annihilator, and 2 Ultra 5, 2 Ultra 10 on the Slipnir.
Yeah, so GNX going...
expecting something different on the Mad Cat, because you don't... I mean, it's a Mad Cat beast, so you don't want to traditionally bring that in these level matches. So I expect to see like a PPC or like a large pulse, you know, something, you know, to add that burst, but it's just a standard build.
228,
doesn't get armed.
228 are actually moving up into what I would call the Death Valley for Team 1. This is, I don't know if their assaults are going to go further around, but this is just so vulnerable to Pop-Tart airstrikes.
Yeah, like they just...
And Odin Steel already down 75%. Again, 1 airstrike. If all these guys actually move up into... Oh, they're not actually. The assaults here for 228 are actually going around the far side.
Yep, they're going
and
into
that
that.
strike got laid down by Simuli, the one that took out Odin.
Yeah, Odin down to 75% from that airstrike. That is, yeah, that's actually pretty big. That's a lot of armor to lose early. Airstrike here.
They're reversing, actually.
Oh, what? 228 assaults are coming back?
Yep.
Oh, okay, wow. Okay, so 228, yo, this could be bad. Opting to go into this little choke point here. 1 airstrike can just destroy them as they come in. We'll wait and see. So 1 last bite, and Tofurky here trying to work the corner, slight corner edge here. Unable to get a lot of work done.
Odin got a nice shot off on Spheroid just before, but only took 7%.
Yeah, it's just medium pulse is actually out of range. Well, not out of range, but it's not It's definitely not in the optimal. It's outside quite a bit. So you're kind of scratching him a little bit with medium pulse where ToC2 is at the moment.
Look at where Spheroid's going now. Like, that's to me strikes of, I'm going to wait for 228 to push up, and then I'm just going to go get some back shots.
Yeah, 228's not slowly moving up on the right here. If he's going to go around the flank, he kind of needs to go and do it if he's going to go around that side. But no, maybe he was just scouting. He's kind of coming back to the middle. 228 are now starting to get on the fight. A massive airstrike there on Shade. Shade, I think, and Zenistu. Shade drops down to 79% instantly. Zenistu now is actually in the open on his own. Inosuke.
He's got an open torso as well.
Yeah, Inosuke was not shooting. He did, yeah.
Sleipnir got to lose the torso.
And Inosuke losing a torso as well here. But Korean Jesus, though, at the same time, slaps an airstrike and loses a torso. Gets eaten up. Is it now 35%? Icon Adam
Both
Steiner.
torsos open on the Annie. This is going to be close.
This is going to be very close. Icon Adam Steiner, though, in that Madcat, pretty fresh. Pretty fresh. I think it could go their ways. Zenistu eats a pellet, one pellet on an arty strike, and is now cherry red on the torso. So Zenistu is about to lose all his weapons here. Ooh, one last bite is now going around the back here to flank. 228 still have cap control. Do not need to do anything. 228 are backing off quite wisely.
Zenistu is not just halved. Yeah, he's cherry on the other torso as well.
Yeah, the airstrike clipped him before, so...
Yeah, but one double tap to Korean Jesus is going to put him down too, so he's got to play super passive as well.
Inosuke gets shot from one last bite, so they know that now. Cherry Red, one touch Inosuke and Zenistu. Both mechs here for GNX, their assaults are one touch away from uselessness or death. Oh dear. Now, one last bite, running away, being chased off by Spheroid here, who is totally fresh. Wasn't doing too much there in that initial engagement or fight. May be useful later, but not sure it's going to matter too much. Icon Adam Steiner, super fresh here, has plenty of armor. I think this is going to be firmly in 228's favor this match. It's just a question of how is the final scoreline going to look and how many kills can GNX or 228 actually get before the win. Because now 140 caps. There we go. Inosuke down. Dropped by Odin.
Nice.
And
GNX balls are wrapping around on the big Zo, so...
And Zenistu there has now lost his torso as well, so both assaults here for GNX have been totally neutralized. Spheroid is at 70% fresh, but he's nearly lost both his legs. He's basically, Spheroid just got himself legged there in a very short period of time. He's got no leg armor at all. Korean Jesus... Yeah, he's legged him. Korean Jesus probably just needs to be careful here not to die. Deny GNX as many points as possible.
I wouldn't even expose. I would just stay in cover.
Yep, just hide. Keep the mech alive. Icon Adam Steiner got plenty of armor here. Samuli's getting shredded with the two MRM30s versus Big Bad Madcat Dakar. ToC2 just doing some work here. 6 medium lasers. Shade goes down. Icon Adam Steiner goes tap, tap, tap. And good night, son.
And Zenitsu, does he actually have any weapons left? Let me check.
No, Zenitsu's got nothing. He got finished off earlier, I think, by Odin. About 40 seconds ago. So it's just Samuli here. Can he pull off a kill or not? I don't know. Archon finishes off Zenistu here, but I mean, yeah, Korean Jesus running the other way to Samuli. Smart choice here. I don't think they're going to get another kill here. Odin still 36%, quite weak, but Samuli in the lava there, going to be nice and hot.
Oh,
and
yeah, nice.
Gets taken out. XL Wolverine taken out, and 5-0 reply from 228. Wow.
That was very comprehensive there.
That was very comprehensive play there by 228. Now, damage numbers, what do we have?
No real surprise there. Adam, 3 kills, 640 damage. One last bite, putting in work in that Vulcan as well, 475.
Yeah, absolutely.
Odin, 374 in the Vehicle. Like, he took that early strike damage, but didn't panic. Just played it calm and careful. 364 for Korean in the Sleipnir. On the GNX side, Samuli pulled out 619 damage in that Wolverine, and I think a large portion of it was probably that strike early on.
Yeah.
Zenitsu, 455 in his Annihilator. Inosuke, probably match to forget for him, 147 in the Sleipnir. Shade, 183, losing his legs early. and Spheroid 151 in the Vulcan, but he was really covering the flanks for a large portion of it.
Yeah, he was just kind of scouting, but I mean, maybe didn't have a UAV or something. Could have just ran a little bit forward, popped the UAV, and kind of got back to the fight, and contributed a little bit more. I mean, 151 damage when you're basically the last mech alive. You haven't done a hell of a lot. I think well played there from 228 with the dual assault peaking there, kind of catching GNX a little bit off guard there, and then GNX peaking one by one with the assaults. So one Annihilator peaked, halved. Slipnir then peaked on his own, halved, or open CT'd or something. So,
yeah, they got punished pretty hard for that position.
Yep, they paid a price there for a little lack of coordination there. But look, 228 needed to do something. They needed to show some strength after a pretty rough couple of drops, and a 5-0 win. Well, that's as good as a statement or any to go and make it. Now, quickly flicking to the map strat, if one of you guys, wrong one, wants to draw up what happened, actually is what going to happen, because we're off to, let's go to Alpine Peaks. That drop was pretty easily explained, I think. So, Alpine, what are we going to see, Mr. Goat? I am going to go and deal with some admin tickets here and let the teams know that we're running a little bit late for the next cast. So, have at it.
This is by far the most tradey map of the whole tournament. So I had a lot of fun on this map earlier. I think both of these.
You always like playing a Pop-Tart, so.
Yeah. It's. I didn't get to play Pop-Tart very often this tournament at all, due to the nature of it. So being able for me to play in it, I had a blast. But for these guys, they have some good traders on both teams. So I expect to see some pretty heavy trading, and I'm not sure who. One Last Bite last year really favored the blackjack on this map, so I'd be interested to see if he's in it again, or if they go with something that can go and try and sneak that cap real quick. But yeah, I expect nothing but trading. I don't think either of these teams will bring Lerms, even though Lerms are very strong in the 5v5 setting.
I actually think that when it comes to the team selection this week, Alpine is probably the map where you look at and go, this is the map where we need to make sure we get the optimal side selection. Like the other ones you can deal with, but Alpine, it's so heavily skewed in favor of Team 1 in my opinion.
Yeah. Team 2 can do a really solid job of denial and enough aggression to sneak it back, but Team 1 definitely has an advantage in the initial cap, and I think both teams have an equal opportunity to deny, but it all kind of just depends on the initial positioning and how quickly they can get to those spots.
So just drawing some rough positions here for Team 2 to position up for the 228s here, and some positions here that Team 1 are potentially likely to take. Usually have a sort of another mech around here. It depends how they're going to play, whether they're going to play it rangy or not. I mean, the teams are locking in pretty quickly for this one. It's there's not a lot of science that goes into this drop. You come into the Alpine pre-planned. You have to come in with a set strat. There is no last-minute changes on a longer range map like this. And as predicted, they are locked in pretty fast, I think. And I think they're ready to go, actually. Let's have a look. And 228 are all, so it's all heavy Charlie Lance for both teams, as expected. Not too much out of the ordinary here at all. Pretty much spot on what you would expect. Waiting for these guys to 228 have
Ready, just bloody respond and say you're locked.
228 have readied up, but okay, there we go. Launching. Let's get underway. This is the Fat Boy drop of the day. Drop 4, which is 1 medium, 1 heavy, and 3 assault mechs. So let's get into it. The other teams are next up, which is Bez Brawlers and RMD are actually starting their 2v2s very soon. So we might have to skip 1 or 2 matches early. I will catch up and do as best I can to cast the rest of those after that, which comes up after these matches, which could very well take another 15 minutes. I'd say that's fairly likely.
Yeah, on Alpine,
B,
this is
yeah.
the map that takes the most time. Like, for a whole Frozen
can
City,
be.
yeah, that one runs quick.
It can be fast.
DMX has brought an assault I did not think that I would see here.
It could be fast, this map.
Where they play it.
PHL showed last night that it can be fast if you want it. You want it to be over fast, you can do it. Okay.
Oh, one last fight and an awesome 8Q.
I'm on the GNX side here. Let's have a look. What do we have? ER PPC Annihilator, Battlemaster, ER Large, 4 ER Peeps, 2 ER Large Vulcan.
One last fight, 6 ER PPC, awesome.
Nice.
And 5 ER Large Jester. Okay.
5 ER Large Annihilator for Adam Sana, 6 ER Large Stalker for Korean Jesus, 4 ER Large for Argo.
Jesus. 6 ER Peeps. Oh my god. Wow. Hot boy.
Now, I thought this Warhammer was an interesting choice.
The Warhammer 2C, the 3
And
Peeps.
is in the 3 ER Large Vulcan.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice, Warhammer 2C. I mean, you'd almost be thinking the Warhawk the better choice.
Yeah, if you wanted to play it, I mean, the Warhawk would definitely be the better. But this should lose trades to any ISE or large assault.
Well, they've got 6 ER larges, so I mean, it's what's any 1E? That's
And
6
Odin getting
ERs.
some scratch damage while Samuli's trying to cap.
So an airstrike on Samuli here. Samuli does not see the airstrike, had no idea it was there. Instantly loses 10% of his mech. He's back on the cap point, trying to cap it down to 89%. He's being denied. He's eating a little bit too much damage here at this point. He has to back off. 228 have successfully denied the cap point there. Odin Steel, though, needs to be careful. He's just eaten 84%. Down to 84% himself as well. So both teams being a little careless here with their early light mechs. And this may come back to bite them later. Who knows?
A majority of our damage to Odin is arms.
That's true.
On both
So
sides.
that Annihilator Ash has a 30% PPC velocity buff. And minus 15, I think, heat, but it's all in the arms, so it's kind of like
the 1E or the 1P?
Yeah, the 1E.
Ah, okay.
Big strike on
But
it,
he's
has
got 6 ER large on it
100.
instead of the 1P with 5 ER large. Oh, airstrike on one last bite. Let's have a look. Oh, 92%. He's eating a bit there. 91%.
Oh no, one less bite shut down.
Oh no, one last bite has shot.
He's getting farmed. No.
82%. Oh dear, 81%. Oh, this is not good. 80%. There we go. So one last bite has
Another
been.
strike on
Oh, another airstrike on one last bite. Oh, he has to back off. 73%, 72%, 66%. Oh man, that is some rough love there for one last bite. I feel like the other teams here, the other players like Korean Jesus and Nutty Rat aren't quite trading as heavily. There's an shivers, wrong button.
Oh, no, Korean's sitting on 100% health, so...
Inosuke is down to 89% and has actually done orange structure damage to himself. So he's actually cooked himself a little bit. That may be a problem later. Spheroid, same deal, also cooked himself at 81% already. Hasn't really taken any other damage. A little bit in the torso, but...
And situates the cap with Odin taking it.
Nice.
Yeah, Odin have tagged that shade there. Ate a little bit of an airstrike, 87%. GNX are actually almost doing more damage to themselves than 228 are dealing to them right now with structure damage. That can potentially later in this game play a factor once you get your torso open. If it's already orange, that's, you know, losing 30 structure, 20 structure is a big thing later in the game. And 228 nab the cat, pretty important. Pretty important.
Now they just have to play passive because they can deny the cap from where they're positioned, and there's no reason to continue bleeding armor.
That was an airstrike on Inosuke, but I think it missed him that time around.
Oh, the Andy is trying to sneak his way up.
Yeah, I'm watching it. I was just moving over to the Annie. There's a strike on the Annie where it's approaching from. Zenistu has not seen the airstrike.
Oh no.
Oh no, that was a GNX airstrike going forward, I think. Okay, right. That was a friendly strike. Right, okay. That's good news. That could have been bad. So one last bite is now deciding that repositioning is of the paramount importance. An airstrike on Archon Adam Steiner totally misses him. Spheroid is moving up now, and he's open on a torso, and his other torso is super cook structure as well. So 228 getting in a quite commanding position. 5 minutes, 50 tickets. Admiral Korean Jesus in the open here. Needs to be a little careful. Ooh. Nutty Rat, 87% over the back here. Again, cooking a little bit of structure damage to himself again. These guys are being a little bit aggressive with the heat bars. Spheroid, open torso now. Airstrike on him. Open CT.
Oh,
bang!
nice.
Torso gone. 46%. Another airstrike causing absolute havoc in these games. And he's lost the torso.
Very aggressively.
Yeah, Korean Jesus actually walked into a crossfire. Admiral Korean Jesus walking into a crossfire here and getting absolutely shredded. Another airstrike, Zenistu, 10% on their Annihilator. Korean Jesus has actually got himself totally out of position here. Not sure. Yeah, he's getting absolutely pummeled by Samuli over here and Inosuke. Let's have a look at Samuli's percentages here at the moment. Oh, Samuli's open on the torso, so Samuli's in real trouble as well. I think 228, if they just play a little bit more carefully here, are gonna easily be able to win this game. Oh geez, Odin Steel, one touch on the CT as well. That is not a good place to be. Zenistu here in the ER, PPC, Annie as well, super open.
Smart play by Adam, moving back behind that hill, minimizing exposure.
Yeah, Archon, after making a bit of a positional mistake, there is now actually moving up to the side where GNX are not. So potentially could tap a mech in the butt here. In the meantime, GNX have flipped the cap back over.
Oh, one last bite goes down.
Yeah, one last bite gets finished off by Spheroid. I don't think, as long as 228 play super cagey now, that they are going to lose this game. 3 minutes, 102 tickets. Nutty Rat needs to be careful. Just stop poking that hill for a minute. Let them forget about you. Oh dear, Nutty takes another shot in the torso's open here as well. Korean Jesus.
You look at their 228's percentages, and they can have is quite strong, but they're bleeding armor, and Shade is still 81% in their Jester.
Korean Jesus actually elected to go back to where he was. He probably could have got some actual really good back shots on Admiral Korean Jesus. Down. Yeah. So Zenistu, actually, sorry, wrong thing. Admiral Korean Jesus could have gone around the back and got some back shots there on Zenistu, but opted to go back in. Archon finishes off Spheroid. Yep. Inosuke finishes off Nutty Rat. GNX are moving forward because, well, they kind of have to, but is it going to be enough? And is it going to be quick? I don't know. Shade here, super fresh in this ER Large Jester.
Somali's going to pick on this Annihilator. He's going to finish him off.
Yep, Samuli's going to finish off this guy. I mean, Samuli's only one touch on the torso, but, I mean, 228 have no angle on him to be able to bring that to happen. Korean Jesus is down. Korean Jesus gets down Inosuke. Sorry, I think Spheroid there, sorry. And Archon Adam Steiner is the only guy left here. Finishes off Zenistu. Very nice, getting some points here. But I think...
Yeah, that fresh Jester, that was the difference.
Yeah, the fresh Jester at the end was the difference there. Also, I think the difference, one last bite, just losing like 30-40% at the start of the game. Losing a lot of firepower. Now, GNX are actually going to be able to flip the caps now because 228 have died too quickly. Oh, so GNX with the win here, unable to control the cap there, 228, just taking a little bit too much damage and having to back off, and GNX pressuring them there for the win.
I actually think the amount of damage that Korean Jesus was taking there when he had that misplay, that was key there, because if he had all his weaponry left when it was just him and Adam left, they could have taken out that Vulcan and denied them being able to take the cap.
Yeah, the rest of the team, therefore 228 were doing quite well in their roles and trading, but Archon just getting out there, just taking way, Korean Jesus, I mean, just taking way too much damage there, and yeah, I think that would definitely have played the part in this game's result almost for sure. Now, damage numbers. Let's have a look, shall we? What do we have, Mr. Goat?
I am pulling it up right now.
377 for Shaden at Jester, 695 for Zenitsu, 549 for Inosuke, Samuli 351 in the weapon. On the 228 side, Adam putting in some work, 647. Yeah, damage numbers fairly even across the 228 team. I think
I'm
just doing
surprised
218 Stalker is a bit on the low side.
well, I'm surprised that Annie was able to kick out 650 damage. Like in my opinion, that should have been giga farmed. Like if one last bite hadn't shut down, I think that Annie with the suboptimal arm mounting, like that should have been their target. But it is what it is.
Look, I've seen GNX play that Annihilator, last season in ToC, also in faction. Like that pilot loves that mech to a point where he plays it all the time. He'd well and truly know exactly where his mounts have clearance.
So I'll flick over to the map straight. If one of you guys wants to draw what happened there, because that was interesting. But again, I think the Stalker there, 200 damage, just losing all the weapons and not able to deal out much damage really, really hurt.
Opening, I think the game was pretty even. It all just kind of turned once one last bite shut down on top of that hill, and then it was just kind of a slow bleed against 228.
So yeah, what do we have? We had a GNX move up, one mech up here. There's another mech up here as well, and a couple of guys over here that ended up sort of moving here over the course of the fight. One last bite did get mega farmed up there on the top early. 228 otherwise had pretty good positioning. And then one last, sorry, was it Korean Jesus sort of walked out here into the open and then kind of walked back here and through the front, I think, and then really was punished for that, and rightly so, I guess. So yeah.
I almost think that where Nutty was in that Virago, he was a bit too far back, because if you look at the percentages early on, Korean Jesus and Nutty weren't taking a lot of fire at all. Like all the fire was being concentrated on Adam and Nutty, and one last.
I think a little bit of the issue there as well was Nutty kept picking the same spot. Now you've actually got 3 or 4 little areas and ramps you can walk along that ridge, and keep changing it up. You're going to get target spotted, so the enemy's going to know where you are for 10 seconds. They know when you're about to peek up. Target spotted is just, again, another ridiculous thing that PGI put in, I think, to be honest. Like,
it's an inbuilt map hack.
It's free map hack when you don't need to scout someone for 10 seconds because you already know, and you know when they're going to peek before they peek because the minimap tells you. I mean, that's just stupid. But yeah, if Nutty was sort of moving up and down a little bit more along this line a little bit, would have whoever was trading against him from the GNX side would have kept them a little bit busier. You have to be a little bit more on because you don't know where the next shot's going to come from. So,
I'm looking at chat here, and Jay-Z salting about the Stalker way.
Oh yeah, the Stalker scientist there in the chat. Right now, next map, it is Frozen City Classic Night. Let's flick over to that one. What are we going to see, Mr. Goat? What do you think?
This map, like many of the others in this league, it could be a little bit of a mix, with some standoff with the MPL fist, or it can be a straight push. I'm not sure from these two teams. I think GNX, being on the south side of the map, I think they kind of have a benefit of being able to give themselves standoff. I mean, everybody who's watched comp, for more than 5 minutes can recall, the old Frozen games. People just back up to the edge of the map and wait for them to peek. That can definitely work here. So I'm just going to be surprised, I think.
Oh, I see no arrows on the map. Hang on, what's happening?
My mouse went to sleep. That's what happened.
Mouse went to sleep. Oh, okay. All right. Draw some arrows for the people. Draw some arrows for the people at home. Draw some arrows. Yeah, arrows, mate. There we go. Arrows.
Like, arrows are ugly. All right. So what I was saying, with Team 2 being slightly stronger, in that they can hold, and their MPL mechs, around, these areas to protect Theta, and they can have quite a bit of standoff range with mechs, right up on the border, playing in this general area. Uh, a hard counter to that, is if Team One, has any sort of Pop Tart, though, that just kind of totally defeats their standoff. But both these teams, Team One from Charlie has a very quick early access to Theta, but it's pretty quickly scouted by the down dropship. So I'm not really sure how Team One, 228 plans to play this. I think their best bet with the deck limitations is probably going to be some sort of brawl push. I'm just not sure which path they take. Going directly, over the city and dropping down, could prove pretty ugly if GNX is in the back, like I'm suspecting.
All right. Well, looking at the Lancers. Oh, hang on a minute.
Heavy Alpha with
Hang
one
on a minute. So,
tunnel.
Team 1 Alpha Heavy for 228. And we have one mech ToC2 here in Charlie. So I would be very much saying that we're going to see this for ToC2, but are we going to see the tunnel? Chat, what do you think? Or
Well, I mean, they can't really be struck if they're in the tunnel.
Or yeah, that's true.
I think that would be a mistake though, because for as long as it takes them to push the tunnel, that's the same amount of time GNX has to position elsewhere.
True.
So they're going to come out and find no one.
I'm being a little bit cheeky with the tunnel there, but I think.
Oh yeah. Well, no. Well, I'm saying I also wouldn't be surprised if somebody took the tunnel. Like, I mean,
I think we're going to see a Charlie 3 or maybe Charlie 4 sort of aggression. Probably more Charlie 4. I'm going to go with the green line as the more likely move here. And then if GNX stack Charlie Lance, which it looks like they are, the GNX are going to have to go more into this area. And then 228 well, I'm guessing, trying to almost force them out and into that Theta position. Maybe 228 have a little plan here that we haven't seen yet. Maybe they're trying to corral their enemy into the low ground on Theta. I don't know. And if you were going to do it...
We watched it last night with CXF versus PHL. Like, CXF, set themselves up around that Theta area in the open area, thinking, well, okay, when they cross, we'll actually be able to land consistent shots. But PHL did such a good job of cycling out damaged people that it just didn't do any good. Yeah,
I mean, CXF obviously went there by choice. We might be sort of seeing GNX maybe wanting to go. Let me just clear that off. Maybe starting in Charlie and wanting to sort of go this way or this way to have a bit of a more of an engagement and control this area and look down. But with Alpha Lance 228, that's not possible.
I'm launching. Both teams have confirmed locked.
All right. Well, let's find out what 228 have in
One
store.
point I'd make about GNX is that when they first started playing comp, they dealt best when they dictated the flow of a fight, and they performed at their worst when the enemy team dictated it. But just didn't improvise well on the fly. They've gotten a lot better at that this season.
Yeah, you can definitely see they've put quite a bit of effort into improving.
Hey, let's have a look then, shall we? Oh, yeah, hang on. Button.
2021 dual linebackers from GNX, Vulcan and an Arctic Wolf.
No doubles on the 228 side. It's got Vulcan, linebacker, quick draw, Vapor Eagle, Commando.
Yeah, medium pulse and SRM4, SRM6 Arctic Wolf. That hot boy. That one hot boy.
And dual SRM6 linebackers on the GNX side.
Yeah, just jumping over to the 228 side over here. And what do we have? Vulcan, linebackers, medium pulses, IV4s.
Oh my god.
Yeah, PVC Vapor Eagle.
I didn't think I was going to die.
You need to just grab a Dire Star next time, because you can insta-kill yourself if it's unskilled.
So, 228 are going to be totally caught out here. GNX are just hard brawling them.
Yeah,
they started in Charlie. They came backwards for that map control, and
got to group up.
This is going to be a massive issue for 228. The Commando's not anywhere near the fight whatsoever. One Last Bite already down to 83%. Admiral Green Jesus down to 89%. Inusuki though is taking a little bit of damage there. Oda's still though.
Jesus can get some backshots here if he can stay and not draw any attention.
Yeah, Adam's the focus target.
Archon Adam Steiner is getting legged. He goes down.
Yeah.
Zenistu here is cleaning up One Last Bite. Or chasing him. Oh, a big airstrike in the middle there. Hits Samuli. 73% instantly. Inusuki is legged as well. Yep, absolutely. We have a bunch of individual fights going on here. They really need to leg Inusuki and take him out here. Coyote and the linebacker on this ERPPC Vapor Eagle, which is just really going to struggle to do a hell of a lot. He's going to be heat capped the entire match. Zenisu's linebacker is open at the moment. There's about 700 UAVs up in the air. They're getting in the way of the screen.
He's about to be double-legged.
Odin's are getting legged here. Zenistu is not dead, but not alive either. Shade is fairly fresh. Korean Jesus goes down, and it's just a Furky left in the commando here. 228 were not in any way prepared for this drop.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like even last week we saw, I'm not sure if it was GNX or another team, bring 5 medium mechs just a direct push across. This time around, dual heavies, but still 250.
Oh, and Tofurky is leg there. And
5-0.
Tofurky goes down to a big 5-0 there from GNX, and a very, very fast, fast result there. Yeah,
that was quick.
I think
I wasn't expecting that.
The Vapor Eagle definitely not ERPPC, definitely not a very good choice there. I don't believe. There is just no way you are going to get damage out in that time.
On this map in particular, it's just too small.
Yep. Okay. Wow. Yikes. Do you want to leave, Mr. Daidachi, and get the lobby set up for the next teams, if you wouldn't mind?
Sure.
Because Pete Zone is ready, and Mr. Bear is ready. They've already done drop 1. I just need to grab the scores out of them and update that. Mr. Goat, damage numbers, please!
Yeah, we'll start with GNX, because they are on top. We've got 289 by Samoli, 495 by Zenitsu, 329 by Coyote, 195 and 157 by their smalls, respectively. And Jesus pretty much doing the bulk of the damage on the 228 side with 348. Everybody else did right around 200 or less. They just weren't prepared for that, and I don't blame them, because it's not, typically what you see or what I would expect, out of GNX, how they have played historically.
Yep. Just flicking over to the totals scoreboard here, because we need to get underway with the next set of matches. So GNX taking out today's games with a scoreline of 42-16. 228 getting caught out a little bit on some of the drops there, strategy-wise and positioning-wise. They did have a very strong drop on Terra Therma with a big fat 5-0 there. Yeah, a little bit back to the drawing board, a little bit more practice. And that would have been a significantly closer scoreline. Actually, same as the last match as well. The scoreline could so easily, just a couple of small things, would tweak the scorelines to be a hell of a lot closer. So there we go. Mr. McGoat, I am going to bring in Dadfire next. So thank you for joining me, mate.
Yep, have fun, guys.
Oh, look, unless McGoat wants to jump in with you, because I've actually got a phone call I've got to make as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you want to do that, that's good. Oh, hang on. I need to.
Yeah.
I need to start the lobby. Oh, hang on. I need to run the lobby then, though. Oh, actually, do you want to run the lobby, Mr. Goat?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. We're just going back to the pause screen for a couple of minutes while we reset the lobbies. We will be back in about 2 minutes. So just hold tight, maybe 3 minutes, and the next cast coming up: 256 Bearcat versus ARMD. Be back very soon, dudes.